In a previous video, we looked at an open source project on GitLab and looked at whether we could create a custom GPT chatbot that could look at the commits that have been made for that project on GitLab, look at the documentation and make recommendations on where the documentation needs to be updated. So can we do the same for projects on GitHub? So that's what we're going to look at in this video. So we're going to take a look at a project called Joplin, and there is a repository for that on GitHub. And it's quite a busy project. There's 10,599 commits at the time of recording, about 5 a day. So we're going to look at, can we look at those commits and can we look at the documentation and use the chatbot to make recommendations on where the documentation needs to be updated. Now, in reality, this repository has auto-update commits or commands in there, so it may not be needed for this particular project, but this is essentially a proof of concept. So what we have created using the GPTs feature that comes with ChatGPT Plus or ChatGPT Enterprise to create a customized GPTs that will make a query to the commits, look at the documentation and make recommendations. So let's have a look at the commits. So this is only looking at the commits for the last day. So let's just click on Suggest Changes to the user documentation. And there it's made some suggestions on what changes might be needed. Now, as I said with Joplin, it has some functionality for automatically updating the documentation anyway. This is just a proof of concept. But it shows that, yes, you can use a GPTs with a GitHub project, get it to look at the documentation and make suggestions. If you'd like to know more details on how to do this, then you might be interested in our e-learning course on using generative AI in technical writing. You'll find that at cherryleaf.teachable.com.